Great just to chat with you guys and do the first coaching session with Team Elite members, and looking forward to our next couple sessions. I wanted to just play with the idea of doing a video that explains the balance inventory worksheet. And so this can be a resource that I'll put on my YouTube channel and have it there. And hopefully this will be a tool for you as you move to that worksheet and start working on it. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen and look at the tool and explain the different categories as we go through it. So here on, as you're facing it, the left side of the worksheet are the 8 components of the balanced life. And so there, as we discussed in our conversation a couple Saturdays ago, each of them are listed are professional success, financial intentionality, emotional regulation, physical health, relational fitness, intellectual stimulation, deeper awareness, and being playfully engaged in life are the requirements to be a healthy and whole, balanced person. Once you see these categories here, then you go to this second column here to the right, and it says an example of what that looks like for you. So an example of someone who is, well, example in your life of what that might look like is that you are professionally successful. You obtain a certain income status, you get a promotion, these sorts of things. These would be the things that look like financial success for you. Or in the past, you felt professionally successful when you have done this or that. So list an example in your life that's been in the past, something you have done in the past or something you would like to do in the future. That would be an example of professional success. And then go down, financial intentionality. What that would look like is me being able to give 10% of my money to charities. Okay, that might be an expression of financial intentionality. To work within my budget, that would be a financial intentionality. To get out of debt, that would be an example of what that would look like in your life. And go down the list of each of those and say, this is what this would look like in my life, or what it does look like in my life. The next column here to the right is that you would assess where you're at in that particular category. So self-assessment, how would you rate yourself 1 to 10? So 1 meaning very low, 10 meaning very high. So, you know, if you feel like you are being very professionally successful in your life right now, you'd say, hey, I'm a solid 8. If you feel like you're failing in that area or struggling in that area, you'd say that's about a 2 or 3. I'm not doing what I need to do to grow in that area. And go down through each of the components and give yourself a score 1 to 10 on what that looks like for you. And then this third column here to the right, identify an example of someone living it out well. Now, what this is essentially what I call in other contexts the Frankenstein Mentor. We want to identify one person who's doing extremely well, as an example, in each of those categories. So who is an example for you of someone who is being professionally successful? You know, you write their names down. Who is an example of someone who is financially intentional? You write their name down. Who is emotionally, masters emotional regulation? You write their name down. And the truth is, most of this comes from, well, it's going to be a different person in each category, most likely. The reason I created this idea is because I found myself early in life longing for a mentor, so desperately wanting someone I could look up to be my example in life, and found that I never found a person who did all of them. Somebody who was professionally successful, I really esteemed, but then I'd find out that they were horrible in their family life, or they were horribly unhealthy and had a heart attack in their mid-40s because of a lack of health and taking care of themselves. So I want to find a person who lives out that particular part of life exceptionally well. And basically, how can I learn from each of those 8 different folks that master that one aspect of life very well and emulate that in my own life? The next column there, how important is growth in this area to you? You've got to rate your priority for growth. So you might realize, hey, you know what? I'm not really in a place where I'm, you know, focusing on my physical health, but I'm kind of okay with that. So that's only a 3. Where someone else might say, I realize that the lack of deeper awareness or spirituality in my life is killing me. Therefore, I need to make that a 9 or a 10. And that becomes essentially our prioritized category for your growth efforts. The next column is identify one action step or one action towards growth in that category. And that's where you're going to begin to list your action steps towards personal growth. And then the last column, identify one obstacle towards your growth. And that's where we want to start being very clear. We don't want to get sucker punched by anything. We want to be very clear of what are those excuses or reasons or obstacles that we're not moving forward, so we can make a way to get through those and become people who is doing the things we want to be doing and not allowing obstacles or roadblocks to stop us any longer. All right. Well, guys, obviously that's a very quick overview of the columns. My hope is that this will be a tool you'll spend some time with. Certainly we can discuss at length your particular answers in each category. But for now, hopefully that's a good start. And I look forward to our next conversations together, and hope you guys have a great day and a great week. God bless.